Hi, Zuko here, Lee here. If you want to call me Lee, you can call me Lee, or you can call me Zuko, or you can call me Leon. I'm making a quick video on my take on Sony's decision on physical media. It's a big deal at the moment. A lot of people are upset about it because in the gaming community we were collectors. We're not just gamers, we're collectors. We like to collect our products and get our physical media from stores, and make sure we have a good collection of games, a good library of games to show off when people come to our houses and whatnot, So that's one of the most important things about it. We have physical media, I'm a supporter of physical media. I made some points to Sony about their PS Vita. Someone said that, they should have made the PSP 2 instead of the Vita. I always saw the Vita as a PSP 2 anyway. In terms of the game holding other games and dealing with physical media, it's a space thing, holding the amount of space of the game on the cartridge. That's because in the past games were made in polygon based, and polygon based games are very heavy, very heavy in data. But I think it's unnecessary data. We don't need that, It all started off with Virtua Fighter and ended up being the ragdoll physics and whatnot. But we can do stuff like that now with tricks and with code and with tricks with visual, and it's called shader based, it's called shader based gaming, That's what we want it to be. We want it to be shader based, and if we go back to the PS Vita example, if we had a shader based Uncharted game, for example, the game wouldn't be as big as what are we saying? 100 megabytes. It won't be as big as 100 megabytes, because it's shader based, It's very light. When it's shader based, it's very light. You can do techniques with graphics. The graphics can be as good as you want it to be, shader based. Even games that look like this. If you look at the visuals of what's on the screen right now, a shader-based game, you can have visuals like this in a shader-based game, who says you can't? You can have visuals like this in a shader-based game. Kingdom Hearts is a shader-based game anyway. Made correctly, But that's the main important thing, Even games on the PS5 or the Blu-ray disc, Games take up space around 100 and something gigabytes, and we can only play like 3 games at a time, have 3 games on the system because it's too big, But if we had it shader based, we'd be able to install as much games as we want, But yeah, that's the main important thing I wanted to talk about, is shader based gaming. Look into it. If you want to use Grok, if you want to use Copilot, ChatGPT, OpenAI, Gemini, if you want to talk about shader-based gaming, just type in what is shader-based gaming, or you can type in different techniques on how to make games without polygons, and it will come up with loads of different techniques what you can use, So I wanted to say, right, thanks.